Hello and good evening, everybody. Welcome to Stuart W. Robertson Memorial Gymnasium. The site for tonight's matchup is Roseburg boys basketball are back on the floor and back on the radio. Tonight they've got a Southwest Conference matchup taking on the South Medford Panthers, and we're looking forward to this evening's game after last night's exciting affair here at Roseburg High where the Indians stunned the Sheldon Irish. They'll look to try and do it again as they welcome in the number 5 ranked South Medford Panthers. Good evening, everybody. Joey Keyran here with you. It's great to have you hanging out with us on the radio and online at 541radio.com for some more Roseburg High sports here tonight. As we get ready for this matchup, we've got plenty coming up for you in the pregame show, so stick around for a conversation coming up with head coach Jordan Humphreys of the Roseburg boys basketball team. We also check in with the previous matchups for both these teams. Last night, big win over Sheldon for Roseburg. For South Medford, they're coming off of a win against the Irish in their last game as well. The Indians come in at 6-11 on the season, 3-3 in conference play, third place team in the Southwest Conference. In first place are the Panthers at 15-2 overall and 5-0 in conference play. The South Medford Panthers look to try and get the season sweep of the Roseburg Indians as we count down to tip-off tonight here on The Score. As we make our way towards tip-off, want to remind everybody that tonight's game is streaming live with video online at 541radio.com. You can also watch Roseburg High Sports on our YouTube channel, 1490 The Score on YouTube. You can subscribe and follow Roseburg High Sports throughout the school year and watch archived as well as live games on our YouTube channel. Subscribe today, hit the little bell to get notifications so you know exactly when we're going live with more Roseburg High Sports. We'll come back after a 2-minute break to talk with head coach Jordan Humphreys of the Roseburg boys basketball team. We'll have that for you when we return after this 2-minute timeout on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Get ready to satisfy your dessert cravings with Mountain Mike's new mini churros. These delicious bite-sized churros are the perfect dessert to pair with your favorite Mountain Mike's pizza, made with only the freshest and finest ingredients, dough made fresh daily with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese, and toppings to the edge. For limited time only, get 16 mini churros for the whole family for only $4.99. Don't wait. Order yours today for dine-in, carry-out, or delivery.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Back here with more of our pregame on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Roseburg basketball back on the radio tonight after a big win yesterday against Sheldon. Roseburg getting ready to take on the South Medford Panthers. And joining us in the pregame is head coach Jordan Humphreys. Coach, big win last night for you guys, and we talked a little after the game just about confidence and wins that are going to help set you guys up to really make a strong push here at the end of this season. It seems like the mood in the locker room tonight is a little loose. These guys feeling good. You know, what have we seen seen from guys as you're getting ready for a big test tonight against South Medford?
Definitely a big test, but one of the nice things about being an underdog is that nobody really expects you to win, so there's not as much pressure. Obviously, the expectations are still there for us, and we have those expectations, but you don't feel the pressure from anybody else because in the back of everybody else's mind, they're like, probably not going to win anyways, and so we get to go out, we don't have any stress, and we just get to play basketball and have fun, which can be pretty dangerous if you got a team that can shoot the ball and a team that plays off of emotion, which right now we are.
You know, last night I had asked you about the game, and you mentioned that, you almost felt like it wasn't necessarily your cleanest game. Obviously, you come away with a win is what you guys always want, but you felt like maybe it wasn't the best game that you guys played from a technical standpoint. But, how do you kind of continue to clean things up? What things did you see from a coach's eyes outside of a win that you'd like to see the team be able to do a little bit better here as you guys continue to try and play better and better as the year goes on?
Rebounding, definitely, especially we played a little bit of zone last night. Need to figure out how to rebound better out of that. We got a bigger lineup in, and it was disappointing to give up a lot of O boards for easy buckets in the first half, and so hopefully clean that up. Some of our defensive things that have been getting clean got a little bit sloppy last night, but a lot of credit to Sheldon because they kind of needed that game to stick in the fight for third place as well, and they definitely fought the whole game, and they were playing, basically fighting for their lives. If they would have swept us, that would have been big for them.
Mention the playoffs. It's still a little ways to go before this regular season ends, but I know, looking at where the power ranking has you guys, winning that third spot would be big for Roseburg to make their way into the postseason. How much, does it come up with the players at all? How much do you guys have? Do you feel like that might be in the back of in the minds of everybody that you guys are fighting for a chance to make it into the playoffs as the number 3 team out of the Southwest Conference?
No, we definitely talk about it. It's no secret that that's our goal to play in the playoffs. It doesn't matter if it's first or second or third right now, because that's where our program's at. And these guys know, hey, North and South Medford are the toughest teams in our league. They're ranked in the top 10, and most likely they're going to get those 1 and 2 spots. Doesn't mean we're not going to game plan for them and give them our best shot every night. We definitely still have a chance to get one tonight. South Medford only beat Sheldon by 9 at third place last Saturday, and these guys know that. We talk about those scores and we talk about comparisons, and same thing with North Medford. Both these teams had trouble playing here last year. We game planned for them and gave them tough games, and I think we can steal one here and there. But as far as where we stand in league, they've swept everybody else, and we've lost to Sheldon once, so it's pretty unlikely that we're gonna be in that spot, but they know where we're at, and we talk about it because everybody wants postseason play. Mm-hmm. And if we're not going to talk about it, then what are we doing here?
Well, and this is your third year here with the program. You guys last night with the win, most wins you've had with Roseburg in a single season. What do you think it says that you guys, in a season where you didn't have a lot of returning guys, and you haven't had that in your time here with Roseburg, I would imagine that you guys were probably seen as a team that would be really battling to try and be in that group that fights for that third playoff spot. What do you think it says about where the program's growth is, that you guys are truly right now in the driver's seat for the third playoff spot in this conference?
Well, really it says a lot to this group of juniors because they've been here since freshmen, and Coaston because he's been here. The other guys that are here have just kind of hit and miss, but it says a lot for those juniors in Coaston that have bought in and been here in the off months and in the summer and putting time in, and the testament to their hard work because a lot of the guys that are out there battling aren't the most athletic in the league, and that's one of the things we talk about. We're not going to be the most athletic team on the floor most every night, but we can do things better than they can, and that's going to get us W's.
One guy that's been doing really well, Danil Olson, has came alive for you here in those last 5 games. His progression as a guy that's taking over as the leading scorer on your team. He's been over 20 points for 4 straight games, looking really good. What has his development this season meant for your guys' success out on the floor?
Oh, it's been huge, and we've been talking to him since he was a sophomore, and the team knows, if he decides to play like he's capable of and we give him the ball in the spot where he's capable of, then he's pretty tough to guard. He's one of the top scorers in the league. If we can get him to buy in on defense, then we'll be even that much better. But yeah, as these last 4 games have proven, he's getting confidence and getting more confidence, and his teammates are starting to trust him, and he's starting to share the ball when he gets double teamed and making great things happen for the team.
tonight you guys take on South Medford. We saw what happened down there at their place. They were able to build a lead. You guys kind of challenged them a little bit, but they were able to keep you at arm's length and then pulled away late in that game. Looking at South Medford tonight, what do you guys hope to try and accomplish against them to try and stay in this one and maybe pull out another win?
Fight and battle. I mean, that's all we want. We want to compete and put ourselves in a position where at the end of the game we can look back and say, hey, we gave it our best shot. We gave our energy and we got better tonight. And, talking about playoffs, looking forward, battling against North and South Medford are going to get us ready for whoever we play in the playoffs if we get that opportunity because they're the top 10 and that's what we want to play against every night.
All right, Coach. Good luck out there tonight.
Perfect.
That is head coach Jordan Humphreys joining us on the program here tonight as we count down towards tip-off for Roseburg and South Medford. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in and joining us for the show here tonight. A couple minutes still to go before we wrap up the pregame show here. As we get ready for the matchup, taking a look at where these two teams have been. The Roseburg Indians coming off of a big win last night against Sheldon, 46-44 in a game that was pretty low scoring. Both teams held below their averages, and in fact the game was tied at 44 all with about 3.5 minutes to go. And neither team scores until it was Micah Mendoza, the sophomore, that scores 2 free throws with 1 second on the clock to put Roseburg up 46-44. And he missed the last of 3 free throws intentionally. And that rebound was then pulled down by Roseburg to finish out the game with the 2-point victory. Roseburg started the fourth quarter trailing 44-33, and then they held Sheldon scoreless for the final 7.5 minutes of the game. Roseburg gave up a 3 to start the fourth quarter, was down by 11, and then Sheldon didn't score again. Pretty spectacular finish there for the Roseburg boys. Danil Olsen led the way with 22 points, the only player in double figures, setting a new season high with the 22 points. We talked about Danil Olsen during the pregame interview there with Coach Jordan Humphreys. Over the last 5 games, Danil Olsen averaging 20.2 points per game. That all started with 16 points against South Medford down in Medford just a little while ago. Meanwhile, on the other side, the South Medford Panthers have been off since last Saturday, almost a full week. Their last game came against Sheldon. They were in Eugene taking on the Irish, and South Medford pulling away for a 50-41 victory, a low-scoring game there. In fact, that is tied for the lowest score of the season for South Medford, held to just 50 points for this high-scoring team. They were only able to win by 9 against the Irish. Roseburg winning against Sheldon last night. They are hoping that might mean some good things for them here this evening. South Medford in that game led 18-7 after the first quarter, but pulled ahead 31-23 at halftime, and then just was able to hold Sheldon at an arm's length the rest of the way. South Medford winning against Roseburg in the first meeting between the two teams, 82-63. Roseburg struggled to keep up with South Medford in the first quarter, fell behind by 8 points, and then South Medford just kind of slowly added to the lead. Roseburg made some noise, got it within 10 at halftime, and they got it around single digits a couple of times. Kind of tried to fight and stay in that game, but just really could never get over the hump and stop South Medford, and they would start stretching it to 20 points in the third quarter and kind of kept it around there. Roseburg kept trying to get it back under 20 points, but South Medford was able to really keep Roseburg at a distance through the tail end of that ball game. So the Tribe looking for a little bit better result here at home tonight. Prior to the varsity game tonight, the South Medford JV team winning 51-38 on top of Roseburg here tonight. So already a win here at home or at Roseburg High School for the South Medford Panthers. They lead the conference at 5-0. Behind them, North Medford 5-1. Their only loss, a bad one against South Medford. They got beat very badly against the Panthers. Roseburg at 3-3 right now, alone in third place, which would get them the third and final playoff spot out of the conference. South Eugene is at 2-4 in fourth place. Grants Pass at 1-4 in conference play, and Sheldon at 1-5. That is going to do it for the pregame show. When we come back, it's time to get you your starting lineup, so stick around. We'll have the start of the ball game coming up next after this timeout for the national anthem. This is Roseburg boys basketball coming up tonight for you right here on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At
Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
I'm Amelia Snow. I work in the intensive care unit at Mercy Medical Center in Roseburg. I have seen the terrible damage COVID has done to my patients and their families. Without a vaccine, people of all ages can get very sick, even if they were perfectly healthy before they had COVID. The COVID vaccine is safe and effective and will reduce your risk of getting so sick you wind up at Mercy Medical. Get vaccinated, and I won't have to see you in the ICU.
Yet another rendition of the national anthem from the Roseburg Pep Band here tonight. They always do a fantastic performance when it comes to the national anthem. And that is going to get things ready to go for us here tonight as Roseburg gets ready to host South Medford. It's time now to take a look at our starting lineups for this evening. The first announced by our public address announcer, Tom Nielsen. The South Medford Panthers, led by head coach James Whiteman, 15-2 on the season, 5-0 in conference play. Their starting lineup will feature sophomore guard at 6 feet tall, Jackson Whelan, averaging 10.6 points a game, averaging 13.6 a game. A senior at 6'3" at guard, Junior Sleezer. Bowden Howell, a freshman, averaging 14.6 a game, so listed at 6'3". Desmond Claiborne, a 6'5" senior forward, getting the start, and Devin Malcolm, a 6'3" senior forward, averaging 16.6. That is the starting lineup for the South Medford Panthers, put together by head coach James Whiteman. Now on the other side for the Roseburg Indians, led by head coach Jordan Humphreys. They're out to a 6-11 start, 3-3 in conference play. Starting five, we'll have Micah Mendoza, the sophomore, coming off of a couple of big free throws yesterday to win the game for Roseburg, averaging 10.2 points per game. Chase Wilder, a junior, got the start yesterday. We'll get another one here tonight, averaging 1.9 points a game. A senior post, Ben Pike, averaging 5.9 points a game with a season high of 18. Daniil Olson has been scoring and leading the way for Roseburg lately, averaging 20.2 points per game in his last 5 on the season, 10.8 for the senior Daniil Olson. And rounding out the starting 5 is a senior Carson Six, averaging 5 points per game. And that is a look at tonight's starting lineup for Roseburg and South Medford. We get ready to go. Want to let you know tonight's game is brought to you by Dr. Alanson Randall. They're accepting new patients. Call them at 541-378-6694. Also by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? Opening tip coming up in the home whites, Roseburg, with the Roseburg across the chest in black and South Medford in blue. South will win the top tip. They went quickly to the tip there. I thought they were going to give us a little bit extra time. South Medford will be moving right to left in the blue. With the basketball driving in is Whelan. Out, they work it to the far side of the floor to Junior Sleazer. He didn't play against Roseburg the last time, was healing up a finger injury, but he did have 15 points in the win over North Medford. A three from the top is off the mark by Bowden Howell. Howell had 26 against Roseburg earlier this season. Carson 6 will have it out at the top as Roseburg moves left to right on your radio dial. He backs it out just a little bit, dribbling between the circles. We're looking for some movement from Roseburg as they try to mix things up against the Panthers. Driving in, 6 is shot off the mark. Rebound tipped out and out of bounds. Looking for a call, and the officials say it'll stay with Roseburg. 7:14 to go here in the opening period of tonight's ball game. Inbound coming from the baseline for Danil Olsen. Slaps the basketball, looks for movement on the inbound play. Lobs out to the top to Jace Wilder. Wilder, the junior, will have it between the circles. Passes left side to Pike. Into the corner, he dribbles, passes back around. They work to the top of the arc. Dribbling left side again. Olsen will hand it off. Pike hands it back to 6, and they'll reset straight away. Carson 6 directing traffic for Roseburg. He backs it out. Looking underneath. Roseburg, everybody stacked up by the free throw line. Nobody moving underneath. Wilder gets it out at the top. Now to the right side, a 3 from 6, and he's 0 for 2 to start out the ball game. Malcolm comes down with the rebound for the Panthers. Howell will bring it up the floor. One-handed pass to the far side to Sleazer. Back out to Howell. Near side, Whelan, catch and shoot with the 3. Off the iron, no good. Underneath, Olsen pulls down the rebound. Neither team coming out firing all that great so far. 6 brings it into the front court, racing towards the three-point line, but didn't attack. Ben Pike has it on the far side, dribbles into the corner, will hand it off to Olsen on the left wing. He dribbles once into the corner, tried to lob it over the defense. The ball tipped away from Jace Wilder. Roseburg will have it on the baseline. 6:12 to go, still scoreless here in the first period of this Southwest Conference matchup between Roseburg and South Medford. Inbound goes to Pike in the left corner. Thought about a 3, doesn't take it, and hands it off to Olsen on the left wing, working against Devin Malcolm. Malcolm pokes it out of his hands. Ball on the floor, and it goes out of bounds off of Roseburg. Olsen lost it, tried to get it to Pike. It went through Pike's legs and then rolls across the baseline, out of bounds off of the Indians, and South Medford will have it. Panthers will bring it up the floor with Whelan running the point. They'll pass it left side to Howell. Back out to the top, straight away, lob to the middle. Malcolm hit as he tries to receive the pass at the free throw line. And that'll be the first foul of tonight's ball game. Goes against Roseburg's Jace Wilder, who will pick up his first. Inbound from the baseline. Whelan. Inbound to Malcolm. He tried to catch and then throw it underneath back to Whelan. And the ball was taken away by Roseburg. Driving baseline, Micah Mendoza will get Roseburg in front by 2 as Roseburg will get the first points of the ball game. Mendoza had 6 points yesterday, well below his season average, but hit the biggest buckets of the game at the free throw line. A foul on the other side now. Whelan hit as he was trying to work out of the corner. Micah Mendoza is going to pick up the foul there, his first, second-team foul against the Indians. Now inbound from the corner, South Medford with the basketball. Somebody's got to get over to inbound it. It'll be Bowden Howell that will do it. He lobs it right in, gets it right back. Howell on the left corner, dribbles out to the top. Gets it to Sleazer at the top, marked by Pike. Pike comes out, initiates the defense. Left side to Howell, dumps it down to Malcolm, back out to Howell. He'll drive baseline, one-handed pass back out to the top with the hook shot pass to the top. Now a long pass to the far side. Howell for 3. Bowden Howell had a few of those against Roseburg the first time around, and he'll drain his first try as he'll get South Medford the lead by 1, 3-2. 6 into the front court with the basketball. Roseburg trailing by a point. One-handed pass to Olsen, got the defense in the air, drives in, kicks to the corner, 6 a 3. That one might have gotten tipped just a bit. South Medford comes up with it, and then in transition, Roseburg's going to get whistled for the reach-in, and I believe that'll be Carson 6 picking up his first. 3 fouls against Roseburg already. Does go against Carson 6, who wears 42, adding up to the number 6. Got a friend that would enjoy that. Always hates it when players with a number for a last name or for in their name, they don't wear the number that they are assigned by birth. Pass into the middle, Malcolm gets it. He backs his way into Jace Wilder, who takes the charge. And Devin Malcolm, the senior transfer from Butte Falls, picks up his first, and that's the first on the Panthers. A 3-2 ball game. South Medford in front by 1, and Roseburg getting the ball after the turnover on the offensive foul. Up the floor with it, Mendoza to Pike on the right side of the key. He wanted to go underneath to Olsen and just throws it away across the baseline. Ill-advised pass there by Pike. And South Medford will get the basketball back. Whelan will bring it up the floor here on the near side. Dribbles through the orange circle at midcourt. Pass it away to Sleezer. He bowls it down to the right side. Malcolm, pass out to Howell for another look at a three, and that one just off the mark. And a big rebound by Roseburg, something Coach Humphreys talked to us about in the pregame show. Driving, trying to go coast to coast. 6 to the rim, and it doesn't fall, but he will draw the foul. And Carson 6 will head to the free throw line for a chance at 2 and a chance to put Roseburg back in front. Well, we've got a break in the action. Remind you that Roseburg basketball on the score is brought to you by Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call them at 541-459-1545. Rattled it through to tie the ball game up. Carson 6, his first points of the night. Desmond Claiborne will check out of the game. The senior starter is substituted in by Titus Bloodsaw. 6's second free throw, no good. Rebound comes right down to the Panthers, and Sleezer will bring it up the floor on the far sideline. He gets it back from Whelan at the right wing. Out to the top with it. Malcolm, he'll launch a three. Back iron, no good. Rebound down to Sleezer easily. The long rebound right into his hands. Sleezer with it in the corner, right side of the floor in front of the pep band. Out to the top to Whelan. Whelan directing traffic, looks back to Sleezer on the right side, gets it back from him. Well behind the arc, he lobs it near side to Whelan. Whelan driving out, he got left alone for a three, and he makes them pay. Jackson Whelan with his first three of the night, and Roseburg back behind by 3 now, the largest deficit of the game. 6-3, South Medford in front with a pair of three-pointers so far in this one. Into the half court. Roseburg with it. Micah Mendoza on the far side of the floor. Crossover, step back three. It's off the mark. Rebound goes right to Jace Wilder on the baseline. He holds there. He'll lob out to the top for Carson 6. Roseburg resets. Olsen gets it on the right wing. Lobs underneath the Wilder, but that one, a wild pass, tossed away. Up the floor quickly. Malcolm with it. Back out to Howell. He's got time to set up for a deep three. No good, and a foul on the shot. This one's away from the basketball, and they're going to call Jace Wilder for his second. That is the 4th team foul against Roseburg, second for Wilder. Devin Malcolm will check out of the game. He just drew the foul from Wilder. Into the game comes Drew Hall for South Medford. Lob out to the top on the baseline inbound. Sleezer walks up to the three-point line, doesn't take the shot. He had a bit of space. Working against Pike. He'll bounce it to the free throw line. Driving in, Bowden Howell, bucket and a foul as he stretches it to a 5-point lead in favor of South Medford, and he's got a chance to stretch it even more with the three-point play. 5 points in the first period for Howell. He had 26 against Roseburg. The last time the two teams met, he's averaging 14.6 a game. He's coming off of a 14-point game against Sheldon. Free throw shot coming up. Howell cradles the basketball and swishes it through. He's got 6 in the ball game. It's a 9-3 lead in favor of the Panthers. 6 working it up against Drew Hall. Into the front court, spin move out well beyond the perimeter, and a foul called here against the Panthers. Blocking foul. This one goes against Hall, working against Carson 6. That'll be the 3rd foul for the Panthers, and it is the first foul for Drew Hall. Inbound coming from the far sideline in front of the student section. Boston Williams has come into the game for Roseburg. He'll get it to a cutting Micah Mendoza, and he'll finish at the rim. Mendoza with 4. And Roseburg within 4 at 9-5. Pass near side. Bounce into the middle through the hands of Howell and taken away by Roseburg. Olsen with it. Roseburg's going to try and press up the floor. He'll bounce left baseline. The shot by Pike misses. But Ben Pike will draw a foul, and it's a shooter. That'll send Roseburg to the free throw line for a second time tonight. Ben Pike trying to cut into this 4-point deficit. And he will just graze the rim on the first one. Pike with that unique shooting style, but it works for him, the rainbow shot. Roseburg basketball brought to you by Roseburg Honda. Buying a car can be a hassle, but at Roseburg Honda, it's different. Customer satisfaction is their number one priority. Roseburg Honda, they treat you like family because they are family. Pike, an empty trip to the free throw line, remains 9-5, 1:50 to go here in the first period. Hall to the free throw line. Howell had a lot of space. He tries to make the extra pass. It gets ricocheted right in the hands of Whelan. And now an offensive foul called against South Medford. Or no, maybe stepping on the baseline. That's what it was. The Panthers turn it over, stepping on the baseline. Too many passes right next to the hoop. They've got shooters. They got scorers. They should have taken it. Mendoza gets the handoff from Olsen. He tries a deep three. That one way off the mark. Catching glass, and that's all. On the far side of the floor, pass into the corner to Sleezer. Back out to the top to Whelan. One dribble to the top of the key, into the middle to Howell. Howell, a lot of contact. Shot was blocked. Rebound pulled down by Roseburg. Up the floor, Mendoza chases it down. Gets it to Williams. Williams going to drive in. His shot off the mark, too strong. Over the rim and pulled down by the Panthers. 4-on-2. They come up the floor, driving in the middle, kick out. Bloodsoff for three. That's off the heel of the iron, and the rebound ripped away by Carson Six. Cold streak here by both teams. 9-5, South Medford in front by 4. 52 seconds to go in the first quarter. Mendoza to the left side to Williams. Had a big three last night to tie up the game against Sheldon. In the corner, he tries to feed it underneath, and South Medford just sees it coming. They just keep stepping in front of them. They'll push it up the floor. Sleezer on the left wing, looking underneath. It's not there. Gets it back out on the left wing. He'll dribble to the top. Sleezer to the free throw line to Howell, to Hall, into the corner for Whelan. His three is good. Second of the game for Jackson Whelan, and it is out to a 7-point lead, the largest for South Medford. 16 seconds when I said it, is down to 12 now. Handoff at the top to Pike. He'll attack to the top of the key. And his pass is knocked away. He tracks it down out near midcourt. 3 seconds to go. Olsen going to launch a deep three, and it misses everything. At the end of the first period, it is 12-5. South Medford in front of Roseburg as we go to the second period. Both teams starting a little cold. We'll see what the second quarter has in store. A 60-second timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score. 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
It'll be Roseburg basketball to start the second quarter. Hunter Fullerton into the game. Will inbound to Boston Williams. Micah Mendoza, Ben Pike, and Carson Six on the floor for Roseburg. Six will come out to the left wing, gets it, hands it to Mendoza. Thought about a three, double clutch, and sends it away to Fullerton. We'll back it up. Hall, Sleezer, Whelan, Malcolm, and Howell on the floor for South Medford. Driving right side, Williams backs his way into the corner. Pass out to Six. They work it, change sides to the left side of the floor. Fullerton looking underneath, gets it to Pike instead. Back to Fullerton in the corner. Work it down to Six. Spin move. Throws a shot up, no good. Pike got the rebound. A second look. Out to the far side. Fullerton head fake, drives in. Back out to Six. Williams, top three, and it rattles through. Bouncing off the iron a couple of times. Boston Williams gets his first points of the night, and Roseburg's back within 4 as they strike first in the second quarter. Whelan will try to answer on the other side, and Jackson Whelan will. 15-8, back to a 7-point lead for South Medford in the opening minute of the second quarter. Fullerton Pass it away left side, gets it to Williams. Williams drives to the left elbow, bounces it down to 6, out to Pike at the top. He tries to drive against Malcolm, hands it off to Fullerton. Fullerton to Mendoza on the right side. Micah working against Junior Sleazer. 6 will get it. They work to the top. Pass left side by Williams, driving Fullerton, baseline, out to 6. No space, so he doesn't take the 3 from the left wing. Fullerton will get a head fake, drives in, back out to 6. Roseburg just unable to find the crease against this South Medford defense. 6:17 to go, handoff to Williams. He gets some space, straightaway 3, back iron no good. High rebound, pulled down by Whelan. Up the floor comes the Panthers. Lob left side to Hall, back to Whelan, space for another deep 3. It's off the mark. Rebound, though, pulled down by Howell. Baseline turnaround jumper, no good. Malcolm gets the rebound. 3 defenders around him, and he'll draw the whistle. A lot of looks there for South, and finally Malcolm will head to the free throw line to try and get the points on this possession. Before the first free throw, let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Roseburg basketball on The Score. Malcolm hits the first. He's got a second one coming up, and he misses there. An 8-point game. South Medford in front, 16-8. 6 with it. Picked up his dribble out at the top, looking for help. Will hand it off to Williams. This defense smothering from South Medford. Williams drives to the top of the key. Right side, Fullerton. If he had caught it cleanly, might have had a chance at a 3. Instead, dribbles around, stuck in the corner, looking for Pike. Gets it down there. Pike back out to Olsen, who's come back in the game. He tries a scoop shot. That's blocked by Malcolm. And up with it is Sleazer. Brings it up the far sideline into the front court. One-hand scoop pass left side to Hall. Back out to Sleazer between the circles. To the free throw line. Howell, no-look pass to Malcolm. Long cross-court pass out to Hall for 3. No good. Rebound tipped up by Howell, and he couldn't bring it in. And the rebound taken away by Fullerton. Brings it up the floor. 16-8, still your score. 5 minutes to go in the first half. Williams with it left side. Coming out to get it, Pike on the left wing to the free throw line. Out for Olsen, a 3. Nope, rattles off the right side of the iron. And up the floor now with it is South Medford. On the far baseline, lob out to the top. Hall, a 3. That one way long, and it will just slam off the glass and into the hands of Carson 6. And a timeout taken by Roseburg with 4:37 to go here in the first half. We'll go ahead and do it as well. 30-second timeout here as Roseburg trails 16-8 on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Get ready to satisfy your dessert cravings with Mountain Mike's new mini churros. These delicious bite-sized churros are the perfect dessert to pair with your favorite Mountain Mike's pizza, made with only the freshest and finest ingredients, dough made fresh daily with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese, and toppings to the edge. For limited time only, get 16 mini churros for the whole family for only $4.99. Don't wait. Order yours today for dine-in, carry-out, or delivery.
With 4:37 to go here in the second quarter, Roseburg trails 16-8 against South Medford. Tonight's game has been brought to you by Flyaway Travel. Contact their travel experts for your travel plans. Now located at 1445 West Harvard Avenue, or call them at 672-5701. Williams, Fullerton, Pike, Olsen, and 6 on the floor for Roseburg. Sleazer, Whelan, Howell, Hall, and Malcolm still on the floor for South Medford. Roseburg with the basketball out of the timeout. Williams has it right side out to 6 at the top. Working against Sleazer. Straight away. Head fake. Doesn't take the 3. Williams will dump it to Olsen. Double team comes. Knock the ball away, and Malcolm steals it. South Medford gets the stop after the timeout. Far side. Hall away from the defense. Dribbles out to the top. Lobs it to Sleazer, who is still scoreless in this game. Whelan gets it. He's had a big first half with 9 points on 3 threes. Howell gets it, cutting through the lane. His fadeaway jumper is so pretty. And this one goes through, and it's a 10-point lead for the Panthers. They are just so dangerous. A lot of shooters and scorers on the floor for them. Hard to account for everybody. Williams with it, drives right side, gets it to 6 in the corner. Carson 6, looking. Long pass across the floor. Catch, drive in, pull up for the jumper from the free throw line. Williams shot, rolls around and out, nearly taken away by Olsen, but Malcolm will keep it for South Medford. Lob up the floor, Sleezer with it on the left wing. Long pass across the floor, back to the free throw line. Turnaround, easy jumper from the stripe. Howell shot, though, does not go. Rebound tipped around, and Sleezer will now get a look at a three. His shot no good. Underneath, Howell. They call the foul against Howell, or excuse me, against Malcolm. Devin Malcolm over the back against Carson 6. He was just trying to go up. 6 was going down as he was trying to box out. And that's going to get some complaints from James Whiteman, the head coach for South Medford, wanting to dispute the call just a little bit. 3:11 to go here in the first half. A 10-point lead, largest margin for South Medford. Roseburg looking to make a run to get it back to single digits before the break. Left side with it, 6. Gets it to Fullerton, near side, Williams. Williams, a couple of jab steps, goes with the left hand to the free throw line. Underhands a pass back out to Fullerton. Into the corner, a 3 by Olsen. He's got it! Daniil Olsen will get his first points of the game, and they come in a critical moment. 18-11 our score. On the far side, Hall with it. Underneath, the extra pass to Howell, and the cutter is there on the pass by Claiborne. And Bowden Howell having a big first half for the Panthers. They lead by 9. Roseburg has kept it within single digits as they got it back down to 7. Driving in, Pike gets called for a travel. So that'll turn the ball back over to South Medford with 2:15 to go here in the first half. Whelan will bring the ball up across the timeline to Sleezer on the left side of the floor. One dribble, pass it away. Whelan back out to the top, looking to the right side, to the free throw line, back out left side, corner. Now Whelan with it, will not take the shot. Gabe Adams has come into the game for South Medford. A 3 from Whelan, left side. That one halfway down, comes back out. Rebound ends up in the hands of Desmond Claiborne as he'll clean up the glass and get 2. And it's now back to an 11, or it's up to an 11-point game, largest of the night for South Medford. 22-11 with 1:38 to play. Williams draws it out. Pike will get it out beyond the perimeter. Pass tipped away. Sleezer with it up the floor, and he'll miss a dunk attempt, and it's taken down by Roseburg. Williams lobs to 6. He almost turns it over. Got the rebound was Pike, but his shot too strong as it hits off the iron and into the hands of the Panthers. Up the floor, back the other direction. Howell at 3. Buries it. Second one of the night for Bowden Howell. And the sharpshooter has a big first half going. Williams brings it up the floor with 60 seconds to play. Boston Williams between the circles. Pass to Pike. Pike looking underneath. Almost into the hands of Olsen, but just a bit too strong and out of bounds. 25-11 our score. South Medford in front by 14, their largest lead of the game. They continue to add to it here in the second after leading by 7 at the end of the first period. Whelan will have it out at the top near that center circle. 33 seconds. South holding for the final shot. Sleezer will back it out and hold. Whelan comes to get it to reset the count on the ball handler. Sleezer still with it, 19 seconds. Roseburg not going to let him just stand there. Sleezer dribbling away from Olsen, goes left side to the free throw line. At the right elbow, stops. They'll pass it back out. 6 seconds to go. Howell with it, 4 seconds. Goes left side and traveled. Bowden Howell wanted to drive, got caught up in traffic, and takes the extra steps. And they're going to put time back on the clock here as it ran out. 000 up on the board, but the whistle came well before the end of the first half. They're going to put 0.8 seconds on the board. They may add to it here. The officials talking momentarily. Right now, 0.8 seconds, and Roseburg's got the full length of the floor to go. So it will stay with 0.8, I think. They're having some issues with the scoreboard, apparently, with the controller here. Got unplugged, I guess. The time controller got unplugged. 0.8 seconds to go. Carson Six will inbound from by his own bench, lobs down the floor, and it's intercepted by South Medford. And at halftime, it is 25-11. South Medford in front of Roseburg. We'll come back with your halftime show. We'll recap the first half, get you individual scoring, so don't go anywhere. We've got a lot to break down here after one half of play. Roseburg trailing South Medford 25-11. Take a 2-minute timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
I'm Amelia Snow. I work in the intensive care unit at Mercy Medical Center in Roseburg. I have seen the terrible damage COVID has done to my patients and their families. Without a vaccine, people of all ages can get very sick, even if they were perfectly healthy before they had COVID. The COVID vaccine is safe and effective and will reduce your risk of getting so sick you wind up at Mercy Medical. Get vaccinated, and I won't have to see you in the ICU.
Back here at halftime, South Medford leading Roseburg 25-11. So far, Roseburg down by 14, their largest deficit of the ball game. And they have just not been able to put a lot of offense on the board. Roseburg with 5 points in the first quarter, 6 in the second quarter for the 11 points here at halftime. South Medford scored 12 in the first period for a 12-5 lead, and then another 13 in the second as they stretch their lead out to its largest margin of the game. Our score here at the break, 25-11. It is all South Medford as they look to pull off a season sweep of Roseburg. South Medford had a win against Roseburg earlier this year in conference play, 82-63. And I'm now just remembering, I think in the Abbeys tournament, Roseburg might have faced South Medford, and they fell there as well. So right now, South Medford looking very much like a top team in the state of Oregon in the 6A classification. Just so many weapons for this South Medford squad. They come in with Devin Malcolm, Bowden Howell, Junior Sleazer, Jackson Whelan, all scoring averaging in double figures. And here in the first half, they're leading big, and Devin Malcolm has just 1 point. And Junior Sleazer is held scoreless so far. They haven't needed everybody. They've been getting plenty of points so far from some of their stars. We'll take a look at the individual scoring when we come back here at halftime. 25-11 our score, 6:10 to go at the halftime break. We'll come back after a 2-minute timeout and take a look at the individual scoring after the first 16 minutes of play. Roseburg basketball is sponsored by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. And by Good Vibration Solutions for home theater and automotive audio. You can feel it at Good Vibes. Back after a 2-minute break on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
We are Douglas County Farmers Co-op, but we're not just for farmers. We serve all residents of Douglas County because we are Douglas County. Stop by today for everything from a tank of gas to a bite to eat anytime you're hungry. Pick up something for yourself, your home, and those you care for. Celebrating 100 years of service, Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Good people, good products, and good advice.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
As a doctor, I kept myself safe from COVID by following all the proper protocols. Then I visited my family, and we all got COVID. I debated getting the vaccine since I gained the COVID antibodies. I changed my mind because I learned the antibodies may not offer full protection. But getting the vaccine after COVID can help prevent you from getting sick again. It also lowers your risk of getting someone else sick. So whether you've already had COVID or you're still unvaccinated, please get the vaccine.
Here at halftime, South Medford leading 25-11 over Roseburg. Joey Kieran here with you. Let's go ahead and take a look at individual scoring from the first half of the ball game for the visiting team. The South Medford Panthers with a game-high 13 points. Bowden Howell, he's got 2 threes made in this one. With 3 threes in the first half, Jackson Whelan with 9. You have, beyond them, not a lot of scoring for anybody else. They've carried the weight. Desmond Claiborne with 2 and Devin Malcolm with 1. On the other side for Roseburg, been pretty limited so far with 4 points. Micah Mendoza leading the way. Boston Williams with 3, Danil Olson with 3, and Carson Six with 1. And that is a look at your first half scoring between Roseburg and South Medford. The Roseburg girls are on the road at South Medford tonight, looking to try and get a score in that one. Roseburg boys taking on number 5 South Medford. The Roseburg girls taking on number 4 ranked South Medford. The South Medford girls, obviously a dominating team down there, and it looked like there. I think I got just a quick glimpse of the score at halftime, 44-9. South Medford in front of Roseburg, it looked like in that matchup. So we'll be keeping an eye on that just to kind of at least keep you updated on the score and let you know what's going on for the Roseburg girls. All right, we've got the second half coming up here in just a moment. We'll take our final break of the halftime show, and we'll come back to get you ready for the third quarter. Don't forget, coming up in the postgame show, we'll name our Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game for the Roseburg Indians. Mountain Mike's Pizza, the way it ought to be. Back after a 60-second timeout on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
We are Douglas County Farmers Co-op, but we're not just for farmers. We serve all residents of Douglas County because we are Douglas County. Stop by today for everything from a tank of gas to a bite to eat anytime you're hungry. Pick up something for yourself, your home, and those you care for. Celebrating 100 years of service, Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Good people, good products, and good advice.
Hey there, sports fans. It's Joey Kieran with The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. We're bringing you more local sports content as we change up our weekday sports lineup. We've got the Bald-Faced Truth with John Canzano, noon to 3 every weekday. And then from 4 to 6 is the James Crepia Show. More local sports talk here on Douglas County's home for sports, The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Roseburg High Sports here on The Score is brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. Also presented by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. Well, Roseburg down by 14 as we start the third quarter, but you might remember Roseburg was down by 11 when they started the fourth quarter against Sheldon last night, and they were able to fight their way back in. I'd say it's probably a tougher test here tonight against South Medford. Obviously one of the top teams in the state, but last night they did something pretty spectacular. We'll see if Roseburg has it in them here as we start the third quarter. Counting down to the start of the second period, we'll swap sides of the floor. Roseburg will be going right to left on your radio dial. South Medford going left to right. Roseburg High basketball here on The Score, brought to you by Dr. Lance and Randall. Accepting new patients, call them at 541-378-6694. Starting five on the floor for the second half. Wilder, Mendoza, Six, Olson, and Pike for Roseburg. On the other side, Claiborne, Sleazer, Malcolm, Howell, and Wieland, will bring it across the timeline and set up South Medford in the half court as they start with the basketball. Lob it into Malcolm. He expected a defender on him. He didn't have it. Sleazer will get it in the corner. His three-ball attempt, no good. And the rebound pulled down by South Medford, then lost by South Medford. Wieland all alone on the far side, but kind of lost his own handle on it, and it trickled out of bounds as he turns it over. Roseburg will get it, trailing by 14. 7:36 to go here in the third quarter. One-handed bounce pass to Ben Pike. Gets it to Olson. Working against Malcolm. Malcolm slaps it out of his hands. Olson gets it back, tries to split the defense, and will draw a foul. That'll be the first foul of the second half. South Medford, second foul against, they make it the third foul against Devin Malcolm. Inbound goes to Olson and the left wing. The lefty shoots the three and did not catch iron there. That one out of bounds, and it'll go to South Medford. Leading by 14, we'll see how aggressive South Medford is. Do they try to run this one up, or do they start slowing it down, trying to let the clock run out? Howell has it. Pitch and catch with Sleazer out at the top. Sleazer holding between the circles. Pass right side with it. Claiborne drives in, one-handed, whips the pass along the baseline to Devin Malcolm. But Malcolm had the pass tipped away from him. Out of bounds, it stays with the Panthers. Inbound from the baseline. Wieland goes into Malcolm. The ball tipped by Six, goes right back to Wieland. He goes for the turnaround jumper. Put back attempt by Malcolm, no good. Got his own rebound, and on the third try, South Medford gets the first points of the second half. Stretches it out to a 16-point lead. Six looks to the sideline for the call as he runs the point. Dribbling left side. Six into the corner. He'll try the three from there, and that one off the iron, and now on the rebound, it is a foul called against Ben Pike underneath. 6:36 to go here in the third, and a timeout taken by South Medford. South Medford will burn their first timeout of the ball game. We'll go ahead and take a 30-second timeout as well. It is 27-11, South Medford in front on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Sports fans, it's Joey Kieran with The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. We're bringing you more local sports content as we change up our weekday sports lineup. We've got the Bald-Faced Truth with John Canzano, noon to 3 every weekday. And then from 4 to 6 is the James Crepia Show. More local sports talk here on Douglas County's home for sports, The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Out of the South Medford timeout, the Panthers have the basketball near midcourt. Howell, Whelan, Sleazer, Claiborne, and Malcolm on the floor. The two officials having a conversation real quick. And I think they were trying to clarify who a foul was on there. We're back to action here. Sleazer with it on the right wing. Out to Howell. Foul looked at the three, and he found his open teammate, and there it is. Devin Malcolm with the two-hand flush. Makes it an 18-point game, 29-11. On the left side, Mendoza with it. He can throw it down, but needs to get a little bit of space there, room to work. On the far side with it, 6. And a timeout taken by Roseburg. Coach Jordan Humphrey's not happy with the execution of the offense. They'll talk it over as they take the timeout. Let's take a 30-second timeout as well. Roseburg basketball trailing 29-11 here on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Amelia Snow. I work in the intensive care unit at Mercy Medical Center in Roseburg. I have seen the terrible damage COVID has done to my patients and their families. Without a vaccine, people of all ages can get very sick, even if they were perfectly healthy before they had COVID. The COVID vaccine is safe and effective and will reduce your risk of getting so sick you wind up at Mercy Medical. Get vaccinated, and I won't have to see you in the ICU.
So far, it has been all South Medford here in the third quarter. 4-0 run for the Panthers as they come out of this timeout. It'll be Roseburg basketball. Roseburg trailing by 18, 29-11. Chase Wilder will inbound it to Carson 6. The senior brings it into the front court. Drives to the right side, working against Claiborne in the corner. Looking to try and go underneath. They do feed it down to Olsen. Double team comes, trying to pass it away, and there's nobody there to get it to. South Medford forces the turnover. Sleazer brings it into the half court, up on the near sideline. Marking him, Carson 6. Mendoza will now track the ball carrier, Whelan, and Whelan lost a handle on it again. His second turnover here in the third quarter. Lost his balance, goes to the floor, and turns it back over to Roseburg. Tribe's got to get going here. They trail by 18. Haven't scored in the second half as of yet. 6 between the circles. Picks up the dribble. Pass away right side to Wilder. Wilder down underneath to Olsen. Tries to work around Malcolm. Shot no good. Rebound. Offensive board and a foul. Daniil Olsen has 5 points in the ball game. A low-scoring one so far for Roseburg, and he's got a chance to go for the three-point play. He'll head to the free throw line for the and one. With that point, that bucket there for Daniil Olsen. He's now the leading scorer in the game for Roseburg with 5, surpassing the 4 by Micah Mendoza. Left-handed shooter does get the free throw to fall. 29-14. A 3 on the other side by Sleazer. Left him wide open, and he made that look easy. Takes South Medford over 30 points, 32-14. Lob near side. 6 looking for Mendoza. Mendoza not looking for the basketball. And another turnover by the Tribe. Whelan will bring the ball up the floor for the Panthers. 5 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Looking left side, get it to Howell. Into the corner for Whelan. Bounce out to the top. Howell directing traffic. Swipes his hair out of the way before he passes it. Gets it at the free throw line. Turns. Finds the baseline cutter. And there's another big jam. This time the tomahawk throwdown by Devin Malcolm. 34-14. 20-point lead for the Panthers. Out at the top, Wilder gets it to Pike. Left side to 6. Crossover. Drives left side into the paint. Tough shot there around the defense. South Medford able to get the stop, push it up the floor, get it to Bowden Howell cutting to the rim. And Howell has another 2. And South Medford just really putting the hurt on Roseburg here tonight. After the emotional win yesterday against Sheldon, Roseburg unable to keep the momentum going tonight against the Panthers. To the free throw line, Pike out to Olsen. Olsen drives right side, elbow, hesitation, back out to 6. At the right wing, he'll drive in, splits the defense, pull-up jumper, and just the offense not there for the Tribe. Leaking out up the floor, Bowden Howell another 2. And the lead just keeps growing for the Panthers, and they are now putting some pressure on in the backcourt. 6 will get it. Brings it up across the timeline. Squares up Sleazer. Right side to Wilder. Down to Olsen. He takes the baseline path, tries to make the pass, and it's knocked out of bounds by Devin Malcolm. Stays with Roseburg. Substitutions for both sides. Hunter Fullerton, Carter Stedman, and Boston Williams into the game for Roseburg. Roseburg basketball brought to you by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? Wheeland will check out of the game for South Medford. Right side Olsen with it. He drives into the lane and had a lot of contact. Foul before a shot. Drew Hall has come back into the game for the Panthers. Not a shooter here. That'll be the 3rd foul against South Medford. And that is the first one against Bowden Howell. Out to Williams. Catch the 3. It's short. And the rebound right down to Hall. Roseburg's shots just have not been on target tonight. Down to the blocks, nobody on Titus Bloodsaw. He kicks out to Howell for a 3. That shot no good. Rebound pulled down by Williams. Up the floor, weaving through traffic. Bodies on the floor for South Medford. Things open up. Carson 6 will attack, and Devin Malcolm comes out of nowhere for the block shot, but Roseburg gets it back. Now turnover. Bodies on the floor again, and Roseburg unable to do anything with it. Far side, Malcolm. Wide open for a 3. He's not going to take it. That might be under the instructions of Coach James Whiteman. Not taking unnecessary shots. Let the clock run down. 2:24 to go here in the 3rd. It is 38-14 at South Medford. Sleazer shot off the mark with the runner. Rebound pulled down by Hall. Deep 3 by Howell. And it rolls off. No, more bodies on the floor. This time it's Boston Williams. This one getting a little rough out there. Everybody ending up on the hardwood. Driving in 6. Do you count the bucket? They do not. It'll be an inbound. Titus Bloodsaw will pick up the foul. 38-14. 24-point lead for South Medford with 2:04 to go. Inbound. Olsen bounces it into the corner to Williams. Back out to Olsen on the right wing. Driving in the lane, slips on the flooring, and he's that's not good. He is grabbing his right knee. Player down for Roseburg. 5-on-4 for South Medford, and now they'll stop play. Daniil Olsen has a bit of a brace on that right knee, and his feet slid out from underneath him as he tried to do a jump stop, and now he is in pain on the ground, grabbing at the right knee. And that could be brutal for Roseburg's leading scorer. He's been hot in the last 5 games. They could not afford to lose the senior who comes back to play this year and has been a leading force as of late. We'll take a 30-second timeout as they deal with the injury for Daniil Olsen. Back with more Roseburg basketball on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Or Roseburg will be without Danil Olson for the time being. He was helped to the trainer's table, was not putting any weight on either of his feet, and just not a great sign. And a timeout taken by Roseburg here. We'll keep it right here with 1:50 to go in the third quarter. Olson got help by a couple of folks to the trainer's table, was not putting any weight on either leg, specifically the right leg for the senior. He's been averaging 20.2 points per game in the last 5 for the Tribe, coming off of a season-high 22 last night against Sheldon. That would be a big loss for this Roseburg team. Roseburg trailing 38-14 at the moment. Tonight's game brought to you by Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call them at 541-459-1545. Also by Roseburg Honda. Buying a car can be a hassle, but at Roseburg Honda, it's different. Customer satisfaction is their highest priority. Visit Roseburg Honda, where they treat you like family, because they are family. Inbound for South Medford. They will go into the right corner underneath. Malcolm, another jam for the senior. Now a turnover in the backcourt. Malcolm with it again. He goes right to the rim, and I can only do so much about the folks standing in front of us. A whistle, stop play. I think it was a foul, and they could be discussing whether a flagrant or technical foul against Roseburg. I don't know who it's against. I can't see. It will be a shooting foul.
Good show of sportsmanship, gentlemen. Good to see.
So 1:39 to go. Going to the free throw line will be Devin Malcolm. It looks like it's, I think, going to just stay a regular foul, not a technical or flagrant, anything like that. Free throws coming up here for Devin Malcolm, who has 4 points in the period, and actually make that now 7 points with the free throw. 41-14. Second free throw. Roseburg with just 3 points in the period. Second free throw short. Rebound pulled down by Williams. Roseburg trailing by 27. Mendoza crossover. Lobs right side to Williams. Dribbles to the free throw line. Out to Mendoza. 1:20 and counting down here. Mendoza pulls it out. Goes to the top, straight away. Wilder tosses it back to Mendoza. Out to a three for Fullerton. And Hunter Fullerton will get a three for Roseburg. 41-17, your score. Sleazer drives in, finds the open man in the corner. That is Howell for three. Shot no good, and a foul called against Jace Wilder, who tried to box out Bowden Howell in the corner. Howell ended up on the ground, and he'll get 3 free throws out of it. So 3 free throws coming up here for Bowden Howell with 56.5 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Right now looking at 16 points in the period for South Medford. First free throw coming up for Howell, and it will not fall through. Second free throw coming up. He's got 3 of them here. student section trying to get loud, and they are doing the job. 0 for 2 right now for Howell at the line. Tonight's game brought to you by Flyway Travel. Contact their travel experts for your travel plan. 672-5701. Final of the 3 free throws for Bowden Howell. And he'll miss all 3. A putback attempt by Malcolm, no good. Second attempt was no good. Rebound has Bloodsaw with it. And South Medford will get another look here. Out to Hall for a 3. Back iron, no good. Rebound tracked down by Stedman out in the corner, and he travels. So Roseburg will give it back to South Medford. Lob goes to the rim, and Devin Malcolm, another monster jam. That guy can get up. Makes it 43-17. Full court press here by South Medford. Apparently they are really going to press against Roseburg, leading big already. 3 by Fullerton, no good. A putback attempt by Pike, rims out, but whistle, and Pike will be going to the free throw line.
At the line to shoot 2, Ben Pike.
Pike will get 2 opportunities here. First one no good. 0 for 3 at the line for Ben Pike, who normally a pretty good free throw shooter. Fisher Sarth and Home, proud to sponsor Roseburg High Sports here on The Score, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. 43-17 your score. Pike can't get the second one. That one dancing on the iron before it drops off and out of the cylinder. Wheeland with it. 11 seconds to play in the third quarter. He'll drive right side, splits the defense, gets in the middle, lost the basketball, turns it over back to Roseburg. .9 seconds to go. Inbound goes to Williams. Gets to half court, gets it to Fullerton, drives baseline, fadeaway jumper, off the mark. And at the end of 3, it is 43-17. And it is all South Medford in this one. Back with the fourth quarter after a 60-second timeout on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Copy.
Get ready to satisfy your dessert cravings with Mountain Mike's new mini churros. These delicious bite-sized churros are the perfect dessert to pair with your favorite Mountain Mike's pizza. Made with only the freshest and finest ingredients. Dough made fresh daily with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings to the edge. For limited time only, get 16 mini churros for the whole family for only $4.99. Don't wait. Order yours today for dine-in, carry-out, or delivery.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Well, it's time to start the fourth quarter, and Roseburg is in a big hole here. They trail 43-17, 26-point margin. It's been as large as 27 in this game. Carter Stedman out there. We have not seen Daniil Olson back, and I have not seen him make his way to the bench or anything, so I'm going to guess his night is done, especially in a lopsided game here. Don't want to necessarily throw him back out there after the knee injury. Hopefully we'll see him coming up next game next week for Roseburg. Straightaway 3 by Fullerton to start the fourth quarter, no good. Rebound tip to Stedman. He tries to put up a shot, no good. And it'll stay South Medford basketball after the 2 tries by Roseburg. Howell will walk it across the timeline, working against Fullerton, hands it off to Whelan. Brings it back out to the top. South with many of their starters still on the floor here, leading big in the fourth quarter. Driving left side, Sleezer's shot doesn't fall. Rebound pulled down by Gabe Adams, and Adams will go back for the second chance points. And Adams make it a 28-point game, largest margin for the Panthers. In the half court, on the left wing with it, Boston Williams gets a screen from Fullerton, goes right side. Pike gets it, dribbles left, stops at the free throw line, passes it away. Stedman has it, dribbles into the corner. Back out to Fullerton on the right side. 6:45 and counting. Mendoza has it, and he called for the travel. Turns it back over. Roseburg basketball brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home and our friends at Good Vibration Solutions. For home theater and automotive audio, you can feel it at Good Vibes. Inbound pass goes to Sleezer. You got Sleezer, Adams, Wieland, Hall, who will try a three in the right corner and buries it. First points of the game for Drew Hall. And it is a 31-point game in favor of South Medford. Mendoza goes to the free throw line. His shot, too hard, kicks out. Rebound pulled in by Williams into the right corner. Back out to Mendoza. Lob across the floor. Stedman, pump fake left, drives right. Nope, not there. Gives it back to Fullerton. And Fullerton with the off-balance three gets his second of the game. Makes it a 28-point game again. Driving left side. Sleezer splitting everybody. Will go to the line. Body ends up on the floor for South Medford. That is Gabe Adams. Micah D has checked in as well. Carson Six will check you back into the game for Ben Pike for Roseburg. And a player down on the floor. That is Gabe Adams. He got knocked to the floor as that play was coming to an end. Looked like he was going to get up, and he ended up back on the floor. So this has been a game that has seen both teams losing players to injury. Julie Deaver, the athletic trainer for Roseburg, rushing out there to provide a hand. Let's go ahead and take a quick pause in the action. A 30-second timeout. Roseburg trails 48-20 against South Medford on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Get ready to satisfy your dessert cravings with Mountain Mike's new mini churros. These delicious bite-sized churros are the perfect dessert to pair with your favorite Mountain Mike's pizza, made with only the freshest and finest ingredients, dough made fresh daily with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese, and toppings to the edge. For limited time only, get 16 mini churros for the whole family for only $4.99. Don't wait. Order yours today for dine-in, carry-out, or delivery.
Gabe Adams gets a round of applause as he goes to the bench, limping there. He gets help from coaches to get to the bench, not putting any weight on his left knee or left ankle, it looks like. So he will get checked out by Julie on the end of the bench there for the Panthers. Getting a chance to shoot free throws here will be Junior Sleezer for South Medford. The senior missed some time due to a couple of broken bones in his fingers. And the coaches are getting pulled in together here to have a conversation. It's a 28-point game. And they may be talking about the running clock here. It is a 28-point game. It did get to 30 here in the fourth quarter. And actually, they'll switch it from foul shots for Sleezer to just a non-shooter, but Sleezer will get him either way. Catch and shoot on the free throw, or excuse me, on the inbound. And then a foul called afterwards. Yeah, they're going to get the running clock going here. So Sleezer gets the two, makes it a 30-point game at 50-20, and the clock, I believe, going to be running here in this fourth quarter. Stedman nearly turns it over with the walk. Lob to Fullerton is taken away. Malcolm with it up the floor. Reverse lay-in by Sleezer is good. And South Medford is going to run away with one here tonight as Malcolm gets another one. The fans welcoming a jam. And there's another big jam from Devin Malcolm as he's putting on a bit of a highlight show here tonight. Out at the top, Stedman will pass it away to Williams. Finds an open 6 underneath, stripped out of his hands. Wheeland with it. He's looking up floor, pressure in the backcourt, and he will pass it away. Hall gets it to the left side to a deep 3 by Sleezer. Bucket and a foul. Carson 6 called for the foul, and he can't quite believe it. So the 3-point bucket counts, makes it 57-20. And they call a technical foul on Carson 6. Picks up his second.
Basket.
So a flagrant foul on 6. An intentional foul. So going to the free throw line is Junior Sleezer for a 4-point play here, and I think maybe added free throws. Roseburg basketball brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. At the free throw line is Sleezer. And he will make the free throw there. So 4-point play for him now. I think he gets the 2 free throws for the intentional foul. First one goes through. One more technical foul here. Technical foul free throw. And there it is. All 3 at the line for Sleezer will make it a 40-point game. And Roseburg right now is on the verge of setting a new season low for points scored in a game. Previous low was 27. Stopping things here, I have to figure something out at the scorer's table. And that gives us an opportunity to let you know tonight's game has also been brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. South Medford celebrating as if the game is done. Obviously not done yet. Yeah, although they suddenly now have 43.5 seconds on the clock. They're trying to, I guess, put some time up there. So the starters coming out of the game for South Medford. That is why a round of applause and celebrations. On the floor, Drew Hall, Micah D, DJ Daniel. Well, Jackson Wheeland, he's still a starter out there, and Desmond Claiborne also a starter. The scorer's table is all sorts of discombobulated, trying to figure everything out here, I think. So while we wait, looking back at it, Roseburg did lose 68-27 against South Medford in the Abby's Holiday Classic, and that was their previous low for a single game total. But now they are in the verge of setting a new mark on that one. Roseburg will be back to action coming up next week on Thursday. They'll be taking on Aloha. That is a non-conference game that got added to the schedule at the last minute. Aloha will be coming here to Roseburg for a 6:45 tip-off next Thursday night. We'll have coverage of that one. Roseburg girls will be in action on Tuesday night against Sheldon here at home. At the game, we will have coverage, but it'll be video only on the online stream at 541radio.com, not on the radio, as we have a conflict with a previously scheduled, I think, college basketball game that night. All right, we're finally back to action here. It's 60-20, 4:26 and counting here in the ball game. DJ Daniel will turn it over for South Medford. Roseburg will get the ball back. Carter Stedman brings the ball up the floor for the Tribe. Looks left to Mendoza. Gets a bit of a screen, double team, tracks him as he goes baseline, out to Fullerton for a left wing three. And Hunter Fullerton will put a three through. Game may be all but over, but the home crowd is happy to cheer on the Roseburg boys as they play it out. Cutting baseline, and it's an easy two for Desmond Claiborne as he gets free. 62-23, and a foul away from the basketball. And we are into the bonus, it looks like. South Medford, I think, picking up their 7th. Roseburg with 5 team fouls. Foul goes against, I'm not sure who. There we go, 5 that goes against Drew Hall. 3:37 to go here in the fourth quarter. The 1-and-1, no good for Micah Mendoza. Roseburg has struggled at the free throw line, just 2 made attempts. Putting pressure on in the backcourt. Drew Hall has it, gets it across the timeline against Carter Stedman. And onto the half court, out to the top. With the basketball, Espinoza drives right side, high off the glass, and Dylan Espinoza for 2. Roseburg driving right side, and the shot no good. Foul before the shot. Hunter Fullerton drawing the harm, and it'll be a 1-and-1. That one going against DJ Daniel. 3:06 still to go in the ball game here. Roseburg's going to bring in some of their bench guys. Mark Oha will come in. So does Owen Bentia. And more substitutions in for South Medford. Free throw for Fullerton does not go. 3:02. It's been all South Medford in this one here tonight. Roseburg with just 12 points in the second half. Pass right side. With it is Espinoza. Lost the handle. Gets it back in the corner. Marked by Williams. Pass stays with South Medford as it's tipped into the bench. Inbound from right in front of the South Medford bench. Espinoza will handle it. 2:39 to go. We'll toss it into the corner. Back underneath. They go right to Bloodsaw, who backs his way into Mark Oha. Oha gives up quite a few inches against Titus Bloodsaw, but he takes that charge. .231, Roseburg racing into the front court. A quick three from Boston. Williams touches nothing but net. His second three of the game. And it's 64-26. Roseburg 1 point away from making sure they don't set a new season low mark. 2:13 to go. Pass, left block, backing his way in. Bloodsaw steps on the baseline and turns it over. And they will start the clock up again with the running clock here. Stedman races it up the floor through the center circle. Crossover, left side, pass tipped out of bounds. And it's off of Roseburg. 1:48 to go here in the matchup. Leading by 38. South Medford with the basketball. Pass right side to the wing. Got knocked down with an elbow, Oha. Bloodsaw's three-point shot, no good. And up comes Roseburg. On the right side, stumbling, and a travel call against Boston Williams. Inbound from the far side for Bloodsaw. Keegan Cleary will check into the game for Roseburg. Boston Williams will come out. Drew Hall brings it up the floor. Is going to go right to the rim. Why not? Shot no good. Rebound up by Bloodsaw. No good. His second attempt is off the mark. Oha brings it up. Turns, hands it back to Fullerton, driving in. His shot just over the iron, off the glass. And a foul on the outlet the other direction, offensive against South Medford. It goes against Bloodsaw, who turned his way up floor and just happened to run right over Mark Oha. Clock ticking down. Roseburg needs just one more point to eclipse that season low mark. Bentia with it. 21 seconds at the top. He wants the three, and he got it. Bentia will put it through. Roseburg will avoid setting a new season low. 64-29 into the half court. Back out to the top. 5 seconds to go. Drew Hall's going to hold. He will dribble away from pressure. Roseburg really pressuring, and there is the final horn. 64-29 is our final score. South Medford gets the win. They stay perfect in conference play. And Roseburg will suffer one of its tougher losses of the season. But they will still have a shot at finishing in that third spot in the league standings. So this one, not necessarily the hardest one to swallow. There's an unfortunate thing to see as Daniil Olsen limps through the handshake line, ice on his right knee. Hopefully the fact that he's out there shaking hands is a good sign that he will be back this season. Final score again, 64-29. We'll go ahead and take a 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we will wrap it up for you with the postgame show as we name our Mountain Mike's Pizza Player of the Game. Back after this break on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
We are Douglas County Farmers Co-op, but we're not just for farmers. We serve all residents of Douglas County because we are Douglas County. Stop by today for everything from a tank of gas to a bite to eat anytime you're hungry. Pick up something for yourself, your home, and those you care for. Celebrating 100 years of service, Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Good people, good products, and good advice.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
As a doctor, I kept myself safe from COVID by following all the proper protocols. Then I visited my family, and we all got COVID. I debated getting the vaccine since I gained the COVID antibodies. I changed my mind because I learned the antibodies may not offer full protection. But getting the vaccine after COVID can help prevent you from getting sick again. It also lowers your risk of getting someone else sick. So whether you've already had COVID or you're still unvaccinated, please get the vaccine.
Back here at Roseburg High School, where tonight it is one of the worst losses of the season for Roseburg for sure, but South Medford came in and showed that they definitely deserve the ranking next to their name as they beat up on Roseburg tonight, 64-29, but give them credit for fighting all the way to the end and continuing to show a lot of backbone all the way through, knowing that one was starting to get away from them, but they did not stop trying to try and get more points on the other side. And Roseburg avoids putting up their season low for the season. They had 27 points in a loss to South Medford earlier, and they avoid hitting that mark or finishing under it as they had 29 here tonight. Well, it was 12-5 at the end of the first quarter. 25-11 at halftime. South Medford leading. Roseburg led 2-0 in the game, and that's their largest lead. They kind of traded buckets back and forth a little bit at the start, but that was about it. Roseburg trailed pretty much the entire game. South Medford got the lead out to as much as 41 in this one. Roseburg will finish with a 35-point loss against the Panthers here tonight. So a tough one for Roseburg to swallow as they will go to 3-4 in conference play. South Medford goes to 6-0 in the Southwest Conference. Well, taking a look at individual scoring from this one tonight for South Medford. A lot of players in double figures. Leading the way with 17 is Ben Howell, although he does most of the damage with 13 in the first half. Behind him, Devin Malcolm scores 14, 11 in the third quarter as South Medford really blew the game open. 13 points for Junior Sleezer, 10 of those in the fourth quarter. 9 points for Jackson Whelan. Then you had 4 points for Desmond Claiborne, 2 points for Dylan Espinoza, 2 for Gabe Adams, and 3 points for Drew Hall. For Roseburg in this matchup, nobody in double figures. Leading the way with 9 points is Hunter Fullerton. He comes off the bench, scores all 9 in the second half. 6 points for Boston Williams off the bench on 2 made 3-pointers. He had 6 points for Danil Olsen before he goes out of the game with a knee injury, and we will hope the best for him as he ends up with ice on his right knee at the end of the game. Also, you had 4 points for Micah Mendoza. You got 3 points for Owen Bentia and 1 point for Carson Six. That is your scores in tonight's ball game for Roseburg, as South Medford wins in this one 64-29. For South Medford, their next game is going to be at home against South Eugene coming up tomorrow. Roseburg has the weekend off as the Sheldon game moved to yesterday, so no game tomorrow for Roseburg. Their next game will be on Thursday next week at home against Aloha. It's time now to name our Mountain Mike's Pizza Player of the Game for the Roseburg Indians. Mountain Mike's Pizza Player of the Game tonight for the Tribe is going to be Hunter Fullerton, who comes off the bench and is your leading scorer with 9 points on 3 made 3-pointers. And that's pretty much going to do it for us here tonight. Not a pretty one that Roseburg's going to want to remember for too long, but they will try to learn from this one and build as they've got games against South Eugene and Grants Pass coming up here in the near future. Those will be big ones if Roseburg wants to try and hold on to that third-place finish in the Southwest Conference. Want to go ahead and say thank you to the South Medford Panthers for making the trek here tonight, and for head coach James Whiteman with the help in the pregame show to get set for the matchup tonight. I want to say thanks to athletic director Russ Bullen, head coach Jordan Humphreys, and the entire Roseburg basketball program for allowing us to bring you another season of Roseburg basketball here on The Score. Thanks to Ben Hill back in the studio. Excuse me, not Ben Hall, Ben Hill. It's been a while since I've said his name on the radio. We haven't got a chance to work together for a little while. So Ben, thanks so much for the radio job back in the studio there. And thanks to everybody for tuning in for tonight's broadcast, because of course without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. Before we wrap it up here, I remembered we were going to do a legal ID, so let's go ahead and get that in real quick. A pause of 10 seconds for station identification. This is Roseburg basketball on The Score. All right, got the technicalities out of the way here. So we'll wrap it up there. Thanks to everybody for tuning in for tonight's broadcast. Don't forget that we will be broadcasting again next Thursday night in a game that was a late addition to the schedule. Aloha coming here to Roseburg to take on the boys team. They'll tip off at 6:45. Our next broadcast, though, will be on Tuesday night when the Roseburg girls host the Sheldon Irish. That one tips off at 6:45. Our pregame coverage will start at 6:30. Will be video only for that one. No radio broadcast for the Roseburg girls game due to a previous commitment on the air for other sports content that Tuesday night. But we'll have video coverage, so we'll do it on the video stream on Tuesday night starting at 6:30 for Roseburg girls against Sheldon. That'll be our next broadcast coming up, and we look forward to bringing you the action as we have been all season, streaming live online at 541radio.com. And many times we'll be right here on the radio as well on Douglas County's home for sports, The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.